design is a process that is at the basis of any engineering discipline, and design is was mostly done by hand. So electronic design automation is the science and the implementation in computer software that helps people designing their system more efficiently and without errors. This is especially important for chips, so semiconductors, that are pervasive in everyday object. And the capability of doing this process automatically has made it possible to go from a few hundred of basic components, transistor, on a single chip, to the point where we are today, when we can place more than 1 billion transistor on a single chip. So we went from 1 to 1 million in a few years of the evolution of this methodology. So the chips that go into our objects, let that be a laptop, let that be a telephone, let that be a car, or even toys that we give to our children, are designed following a standard process that everybody who is involved in designing engineering system goes through, which goes from ideation, so in other words, what I want to achieve with my electronic subsystem, and its implementation. So when I finally get a little tiny piece of silicon that gets inserted in the objects that we use every day, that process goes through a series of steps, and we were able to formalize this series of steps in such a way that you can build mathematically a transition from one step to the next to the next. And once you define precisely mathematically what these steps look like, then you can build software tools that actually automate these steps. And that is what created that revolution that we were discussing in the previous question. Now, since we have been able to master the complexity of designing electronic systems, then we are thinking about how to extend the tools and the algorithms that we develop to different fields. And that is not as easy as it seems, because every field, of course, has its own characteristics. And one important characteristic is to be able to do that rigorous development of the various steps and the formalization of these steps. Now, some people say that we could use machine learning to do these steps, and certainly some of these steps can be aided by machine learning. But no, you cannot do everything with machine learning, because we know more than using machine learning algorithm. We know the physics principle, and using that, we can guarantee the performance of our tools. So this is the most important line of research, if you like, in my field. But the applications that we're looking at, besides things like automobile, airplanes, and buildings, is actually biology. So in my opinion, this is the most promising avenue, considering how important it is to design drugs to cure diseases in a rigorous way, so that they don't have side effects. They are produced in much faster way than they are produced today. They are tested quickly. And in addition to that, we can use them to create life forms that are not existing in nature, to engineer these life forms to perform specific tasks. Now, this is possible, and in fact, a student of mine has developed a theory and its application to synthetic biology, and has even formed a company which is called Asimov, that is implementing this way of thinking. In addition, one of the companies that I helped founding has just completed an acquisition of a company that is active in the domain of drug discovery, which will help humanity in ways that we cannot foresee now, but in 10 years can revolutionize that domain as well.